Thank you, Joanna. That is the path of love. This is like all of you, people that say yes, not because it's easy, but because it's a path of love. Thank you, choir. So, hey, how are you? Me too. It's been a week, right? Here and in the world. How many candles of peace could we light each Sunday these days? For those of you who send me ideas, please know that if it's not the one I read, it may be next week or the following, but it is where I place my head and my heart and my feet to the best of my ability. Is this the path of love? I invite you this morning, as I have each Sunday this fall, to put aside just for this moment the clamor and the terror of the world and to come into this space together. Come here as we have been for the last period here. Come here where we can be one, each different, and in ways very similar, some ways the same. For in our collective gathered body, in person and online, lie all the varieties of existence. It's all here. With our church ancestors here, those who died most recently, those we never knew, but live in these green books. With those who are yet to come through these doors. Live all the lessons and memories of a life well lived, not perfectly, but good enough. 3 days ago, I shared with you in writing the news that I will not be returning after my sabbatical, which means that I will serve joyfully, faithfully, and with all that I can as your senior minister from now until the annual meeting in June 2026, likely June 7th for those of us like me who want to put things on your calendar. It's true. As I said to the children and the youth, we will not spend the next 8 months saying goodbye. I mean, it will be there, like a good reminder that all of us have numbered days. We can forget. We will also continue to live our own lives, to live collectively, to be the church. Whose church? Our church. Our church. We will laugh and cry. We will worship and care for one another. We will strengthen our work in justice and our partnerships. I want to share, and I think I might say this twice because it's in here in a moment as well, but some of my most proud moments for us are the times we've lived into our truth, who we are. When we turned that building into a home during COVID to a family of 11 people who fled for their lives, whose lives today are remarkable. They're like all of ours. They've got their stuff. Tawab is 22. That's all I need to say about that. But they are well, and they're healthy, and they're safe, and they're living lives still connected with ours. When the church was vandalized just in June, and someone ripped off our flag, the pride flag, but happened to rip off a piece of wood from 1801 as well. And I put something on our public Facebook page at 4:30 on a Saturday afternoon and said, join us to show those in the LGBTQ+ community that we care. There were 300 people that showed up outside of our church. Some of them were us. Many were not. When the news and my letter went on to our public Facebook page and on my own personal page, and the number of people in this community who reach out to me, that's us. That is who we are. So we will strengthen our work in justice partnerships as long as I'm here. We will create sanctuary here. We will be sanctuary in a world that desperately needs this. We will act boldly, wisely, but bold. Writing letters of resistance, marching together when we can, working with others who are as concerned as we are about the future of our country, her people, and the earth. We will bless our young and bury those who die. We will laugh and cry and raise money, and I've never said this, you can bleep it out. We will laugh and cry and raise money, and we will raise hell. You know why? Because that's what this world needs right now. It needs those of us who say we are a faith who stands for what we believe in with you. We don't believe in hell, so why would we put up with it on earth? Yeah, you can clap, right? Come on. So at the same time, we will reflect on our shared ministry of the past 7+ years. We will learn what we can, make amends where necessary, celebrate, and yes, eventually say goodbye. I'm not going anywhere until then, and I certainly hope you aren't. This morning, now, I'm going to share a little bit more with you. I'm going to share what's appropriate, not even appropriate. I'm going to share what is reasonable in time, and please ask more if I don't answer your questions about how I came to this decision and what it means for us together, for me, and for your future. As I said just a moment ago, I first want to thank everyone, all of you. You know, you have a tendency to be a little bit quiet about things like thank you and how are you and here's what I need and here's how I feel and have you read this article, listen to this song. Please don't be quiet. I don't want you to be quiet. You're not quiet about some other stuff. There's bored people you can reach out to about that stuff. Sorry, no, send those to me too. I want to thank everyone who's reached out to me, even the people who are mad or cutting off, because we're all people doing the best we can. And I'm still your minister, and I'm doing the best I can. I want to thank especially, as I said, people in the wider community, some of whom may be listening now or when it's on our website to this message. I want to thank those people who have reached out and shared their gratitude for our work together in this church. It means everything to me, because church is so much more than within these four walls. Knowing that we're engaged and part of the community is the work of justice, and we do it across differences, and it makes me proud. It's never just been about us, people. It's never just been about us. Never. Our walls are designed to be a sanctuary, warm, welcoming to all people. These walls are strong, and they are porous. There is no barrier between the people within these walls and everything that is happening beyond them. I want to reassure you that we have plenty of time to process this transition. It's part of why I told you as soon as I knew. There are many churches that hear this sort of news in April or March with a 2-month time to do what we can do for this whole church year. I do hope you come next Sunday after the service to the board congregational discussion and hear what the board says. Let them answer your questions. Again, keep talking to all of us. I also hope, and I can't help this, that you come at 2 p.m. next Sunday and listen to Janet Applefield, who talks about her experience as one of the last remaining living Holocaust survivors. Because all of it matters. All of it. You've got plenty of time, believe me, to do the work, to prepare for your interim minister, who will start in the fall of 2026. They'll be here 2 years, is what I would believe and what normally happens. And you will use those 2 years of interim ministry to transition from our shared ministry to what is to come for you in the future. There will still be grief work, and there will be work, a lot of it, about visioning your future. And during that time, you'll consider, as we will this year as well, what worked well about our shared ministry. You'll be able to do that with me, and you'll be able to do it potentially differently when I'm no longer here. That's okay. Just try to remember all of it. The good, the hard, the not so good, and the beautiful. Sorry. You'll have plenty of time to do what you need to be ready for your next senior minister. It has been and will always be my honor to have been the first female minister of this congregation. You know, the one who cried, had lipstick on her teeth, put tissues in the pews, and I'm doing it again, I'm really sorry, but who worked her ass off and worked well, not perfectly, but I worked hard, and so did you. It will always be my honor. So right here and now, we have these 8 months. Yep. Between now and my departure in June 2026 to continue the work of this church. The work, as I've said multiple times, cannot be put on hold. The world is on fire. You notice I talk about the future of our country, not the future of democracy. We have 8 months to love each other, share with each other, and to come to the best place of understanding and completion that we can. And I encourage us to do that for all of us. Reflect upon the times in your personal lives when you didn't do that as well, when it seemed easier to run, or be mad, or cut off, or blame, and where that still sits in your body today. As opposed to the times that you do the hard work of love, because this is love too. This is love too. Our shared ministry has been awesome and deserves an awesome goodbye, which takes time and space. So what happened, many of you want to know. As I've said, you learned of this decision pretty much as soon as it became clear to me that this was the right decision. And I'm just going to speak the truth, because in addition to crying and working hard, and I tend to do this, in some ways, this decision has been coming for a long time. I didn't want to always believe that. And honestly, and this is last week I said, holding two truths that might seem to be contradictory, in the same way that it's been something I've struggled with, in the same time, I am as surprised as you are. I am. This church is amazing. Don't think there haven't been a few moments recently where I thought, man, whoever comes next is really lucky. I'm just a person. You're wonderful, and I love you. You, FRSUU, have a fierce loyalty to this place and its people. We have approximately 50 members today who have been involved with this church for 30 years or more. This at a time when churches are closing their doors more rapidly than signing the membership book. We learned this when we ran the list of members who were here during Bert Steve's tenure so we could ensure that they knew to come to the graveside service, which you did. I'm looking at some of you. You did. You show up. You always do. We also have another, and I say this to all of us, but perhaps to those with the 30-year tenure, we also have another 430 members and at least 200 friends that are involved actively with this church. That's a lot of people. Those people, this is their church too. So welcome if you're new. If this is your first Sunday, it's not always like this intense. I promise. It's really not. But honestly, you picked a really good time to be here, and I mean that. You picked a good time because liminality, and those of you who know, it's one of my favorite things. Liminality, that time when what was and isn't, and what will be isn't, that time is rich. It's hard, but it is rich with possibility, learning. So if you're new, welcome. Back to who you are and online, you love each other. You love worship and music. You love your chalice circles and programming, and yes, you love your building. You know your history, and you're proud of your history. I encourage you to remember that the past and the history has many important lessons and is beautiful. Like all of our histories, it's meant to inform our future, but not define it. I'll say that again. The past absolutely is here to inform us and teach us, but it is not here to define the future. You are generous, you give, and you show up happily, usually. You're a little hard on each other sometimes, and I find this fascinating. You're a little hard on each other sometimes, like you think, for example, that people don't show up. And I know what other churches look like. You people show up. Listen to me. I don't know why you're so hard on yourselves. You're open-hearted, you're forgiving, you're proud of this church, and you open your doors to those in the community and beyond. You value worship and music, which was a big part of why I came here to be your minister and your pastor, because so do I. You keep Sunday mornings sacred and explore and offer additional forms and times of worship. You tell good stories and enjoy each other's company. Like many of us, you do sometimes get confused. As I said, you think you're not so great in areas that you're actually amazing. Amazing. There are a lot of members here and friends that are involved in this church, a lot. And there are areas that you think you're pretty good, that perhaps could use some work, or at least some honest reflection. I have loved you the very best I could. And I know for some of you it wasn't your jam, and that's okay. I'm glad you're still here. I know for others, I'm the minister you've known, and that's okay. There's a beautiful future ahead. I've loved you the very best I could, and here comes the why. Why is this decision right? Because I have worked too hard. Thank you, Tom Stites. And that's the reason I've made this decision. This job, my job, where I am charged in writing and actuality to be your spiritual leader, to be responsible for all worship, all pastoral care, staying connected to the spiritual well-being of our church, which requires space. Being a community leader, which I love, and a community minister because we are the liberal religious beacon here in this community. That spiritual leader, that worship, that pastoral care, that spiritual well-being, that community leader, that community minister, and being your chief executive officer, your chief operating officer, and your chief bottle washer is simply too much. And I like to wash bottles. It's not that. It's all important work. It's not for one person. There's no way it can be done well, and in a way that's what you deserve, but is also fair to the minister you're asking to do it. There's no way. Something was going to suffer, and it was starting to happen. I know I wasn't perfect, but predominantly, I think it was starting to be me. So I've said this, by the way, some of you may not know this, but I have said this many times over the last 7 years. The changes that needed to happen to make this job reasonable didn't happen. We made changes sort of around the edges, and we fixed other staff positions here and there, and we took care of the building, but we didn't make the investment that needed truly to support the growth and success of this church. This is an awesome church. And the reason I'm telling you this is because I believe in you all so much. You just need to invest in what's happening, in the staff and the ministry you need to support what's happening, just like you invest and care for the building. I'll talk a lot more about this to those who want to understand, but you need your two ministers, and you need whatever you want to call that other person who makes the wheels turn. Leave the vision of the church to your senior minister, because this is not a business. But let them be supported by somebody who will make sure it happens. Many of you were concerned over the years that I worked too much, and you told me that. And for a long time, I thought it was all me. I thought I needed a better calendar system, or to stop answering emails at night, or to stop going to the hospital when someone was dying, or to not go to the finance committee the next morning. You told me you were concerned, but being concerned is not enough. There needs to be action. This is true, by the way, in all justice work. You hear it a lot today. Concern is not enough. We need to care and act. I do wonder whether it's just a question. If I had been a man saying these things, this is too much, if something would have changed. And I leave that as a question for you. So we need to listen and believe people, not just me, but each other. And refugees who say, I want to be with my family, I didn't do anything wrong. And Black people who say, I can't breathe. We need to listen and act. We need to listen and act on behalf of people who traditionally have not held positions of power. Women, queer people, differently abled people, black and brown people, and so many more. Their experiences, my experiences, our experiences matter. They matter. And it is the only way collective liberation will happen, which that is my theology, by the way. I have all the confidence that you're going to make the changes you need to make. I actually do. And I took a moment to ask myself if I could do it with you. And that's when I knew it was someone else's job. It's not mine. I'll do all I can to offer my insights into what it might look like, but ultimately it is, of course, your decision. It's not my ministry to implement those changes with you. That is yours and someone else's, who's a really fortunate minister, who I hope has all the support they deserve. Over the last 7.5 years together, I have found myself, I've worked hard, and some of you know this, to get beneath my own defenses, some of the things I use to get by. I've learned, for example, that I am a hard worker. I really am, but I am more than that. I am not just a machine. That my tender heart, my brave heart, my loving heart needs space and time so it can replenish itself, and I can be back in the streets as a warrior for justice, which I am, sitting by someone's bedside as they transition with love, not afraid, because that's who I am. I have a lot of faults, and you all know a lot of them. So some of you also ask, what will I do next? I don't know. I mean that. I don't know because I love you. I have not been working behind the scenes to get a strategic plan in place, folks. I'm following love. So I'm just here. And I have faith and I trust. It wasn't my plan to leave. We were all going to grow old together. Like I said before, you were going to do my memorial service. My ministry isn't over in the future. I know it's not. Just as yours is far from over and will go well beyond the lives of the people in these pews and my own. Both of our ministries, all three, the ministry of the next 8 months, the future ministry of this congregation, and my ministry will be forever intertwined. And they are awesome. As I said, I'm excited and grateful for the time we have remaining. Just look at what we've done in 7 years. Imagine what 8 more months could do. So I want to encourage a few things. And there's some in this, like always, you can read online. I don't have time to say it all. But I hope that you move forward following the light and being the light. That we have the best auction ever. That we transform that building while I'm here, at least with the money raised and the vision clear, of what this will be for this community and this church. Maybe I'll come back for your grand opening if the minister says okay. It is the best legacy you could ever do for my ministry. Don't be small in your light, people. I said to you in my second sermon as your called minister in September of 2018 that you were all an answer to my dreams, and that is still true, and it always will be. So what are we going to make of this year? Whatever we choose to make of it. I hope it's love, I hope it's brave, I hope it's real, and I hope it works for hope, peace, and justice. Amen. So you all have ribbons, and I invite us to just take a moment and take in everything that's happening, all the words you've heard, and even those you didn't, that's fine. It's okay. Taking in the autumn equinox, taking in the things in your own life, and hold our ribbons for a moment. And put into these ribbons your hopes, your dreams, the questions you have, what you intend for these 8 months, what you need to let go of, and your own souls and spirit, and the love of this world, the good of this world, and the values we believe in. Let's just take a moment and fill these ribbons with all of that. And then when we leave together after Blue Boat Home, we'll tie them on the iron fence out front, letting the world know that love, hope, peace, and justice, community, it shines bright. Let's rise in body or in spirit and join together in our closing hymn, number 1064, Blue Boat Home. Please remain standing and let's join together in our unison benediction as Joanna extinguishes the chalice. The words can be found in your order of service. May the love which overcomes all differences which heals all wounds, which puts to flight all fears, which reconciles all who are separated, be in us and among us now and always. Thank you for the gift of your time, 20 extra minutes. I promise I'll be on time after that. Please remember to tie your ribbons on the fence so the world knows who we are. Stay and enjoy coffee, and there's a program and activity fair going on in the lawn so you can see ways to get involved. My friends, as we prepare, as we do each week, to go from this place, may we feel the love that guides us all. May we follow the thread that leads us forward. May we do so celebrating each other, celebrating the world, giving all that we can in service of our values, for our country, for all people, for the earth, and yes, my dear ones, for yourselves. Go in peace, my friends, and return again in great joy. Amen, and blessed be.